અડધું ઝાંખું દેખાય છે, અડધું હવે નાક દેખાય છે, પણ આજુબાજુનું ઝાંખું દેખાય છે. લેમ્પ રાખો તો કઈ લેમ્પ છે કે નહીં?
એક તો રાખ્યો છે.
એક પાછળની વિન્ડો,
નમસ્કાર ભાઈ.
પાછળની વિન્ડો છે ને.
સન્મય.
હા નમસ્તે સન્મયજી.
નમસ્તે નંદકિશોરજી.
ચાલશે હવે?
વિન્ડો માંથી લાઈટ વધારે આવે છે, પાછળની વિન્ડો. નમસ્તે ગૌરવજી.
નમસ્કાર.
આ પેલી બીજી છે ને, આ પેલી બીજી કેમ વધારે દેખાય છે? ઉપર કરો
બસ.
હવે હજુ દેખાય છે ખરું, પણ મોડું આખું જ દેખાય છે. તમારે લાઈટ વધારે જરૂર છે. લાઈટ
આમ હવે
આ તો પાછળની લાઈટ વધી ગઈ, પણ તમે લેમ્પ, ટેબલ લેમ્પ છે નીચે કરો. ટેબલ લેમ્પ ને તમે મોઢા પર પ્રોજેક્ટ કરો, પાછળ જાય છે લાઈટ.
બરોબર. એ મને નહીં ફાવે. ચાલુ કરી દો.
ચાલો ને, આપણે પ્રેઝન્ટેશન કરવાનું છે ને, તો પ્રેઝન્ટેશનમાં તમારી બાજુમાં નાના જ દેખાશો, વાંધો નહીં. ચાલો ચાલુ કરીએ. આપણે 6 ને કેટલા વાગી ગયા?
6 ને 2 થઈ ગઈ.
હા 6 ને 3 મિનિટ છે. તો તમે ક્યારે પ્રેઝન્ટ કરો મને કહેજો.
હા હું કહીશ. ના અત્યારે તમે મૂકી દો એમ નિયમ તો.
ઓકે મૂકી દો. ઓકે મૂકી
પ્રાર્થના પછી. નમસ્તે.
એક મિનિટ ભરો, હું રેકોર્ડિંગમાં નાખું પછી કરું.
Namaste, my name is Babu Gandhi. I represent Vyasa LA and Vayu Vivekananda Yoga University, which is the child, the daughter of Vyasa LA. Breathe in, take hands up, breathe out in Namaskar Mudra. Let's do the opening prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vitvisavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take your hands back. Hold right wrist with the left hand. Breathe in back. Breathe out. Bhumi Naman. Bring hands in front of eyes. Open the eyes. So today's lecture is like more like understanding the Ashtanga Yoga. It was scheduled yesterday, Sunday, but somehow it changed to Monday. So Ashtanga Yoga has been described, of course, by Patanjali. Similar yogas are described in many other texts, but we'll go through the Patanjali as described the Ashtanga Yoga. So when you are talking, our goal is that how we can take 8 steps according to Patanjali to Samadhi. Then, of course, we'll discuss that and later on. So the first thing, prerequisites to do any yogic practice is yama. Okay, these are the things, if you do, then at least you are qualifying or a prerequisite to go for yoga. So in yama, it's satya, truth. So we know, like how Harishchandra was tested and how truth makes person means enlightened rather. Even the God has to come and appear to him. So that's the Satya. Raja Harishchandra, the Vishwamitra exam, everybody knows. Ahimsa. Ahimsa is debate too much, particularly in Kali Yuga. So it was very hard to make the conclusion. You can see the Rishabdev following Jainism, because even if you talk, you are killing the live things, bacteria. You eat, but plant has the life. So then finally Sankaracharya arrived at one, for the Kali Yuga, for us, one conclusion: try to kill minimum to sustain the body. And then what he did is he categorized food in sattva, rajasa, tamasa. If you eat this food, like the ground nuts and everything, and the vegetables, it's sattvic. It will give you good thoughts. Then there are other food which will give you the rajasic, which will raise your lust and anger. And there are something like a leftover, and they know exactly which, even though the garlic and onion has a lot of medical property, but still it is categorized as a tamasic food, because rishis, the plants reveal their prakriti. Okay, by this is what I am going to do. Then other Sankaracharya told, if a businessman who claims to be vegetarian and ahimsak, but when the customer comes and he wants to even rob the pocket of that customer with undue and over profit, then that's called hinsa. And of course, then it goes on and on about, so we'll not discuss about that. Then asteya, do not steal. The thing which you think doesn't belong to yours, you cannot take it. Aparigraha. So we want to be content, whatever we have. We should not try to overutilize. If somebody gives you, you are in need of $10 percentage, you can have as much as you want. You take $10 because that was your need. That is called aparigraha. And then of course the brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is also debated a lot, but like you can see that something you become instrument for the divine incarnations, like Satyavati through Parasara gave birth to Vyasanarayan, who is the incarnation of Vishnu. But she was told you will be still virgin. So these are the Leelas, or they use the human body system, but then it's called a brahmacharya, like a Bhishma. He was asked, Amba, Ambika, Ambalika, and then Amba insisted. So Bhishma told, no, I have promised, and he stood steadfast on that. That's one of the greatest example in our scriptures we can find. So these are the niyam. Now come to the niyam, what we have to be careful. So cleanliness, nobody knows more than Soch, cleanliness, than whole world in last 4 months. You can see how much cleanliness is useful. I was traveling with my guru and guru's brother-in-law to Vrindavan, and in between he stopped by for the Laghu Sankha, for the Laghu Sankha. So as soon as he came out, he asked me to put 4 times water. He did 4 gargles and everything. And now you can see what it meant. If you touch your own excretion, still it is impure for you and for the society. Because with that impure hand, you will touch to others. Now, I don't think today I can need to explain more on Socha. So that's then other thing is Santosa. There is a greatest example, Sudama. Krishna is your friend, wife keeps telling. So he is content, has a lot of children, not enough food to eat, but content. So that's called Santosa. Tapa. Tapa has, like in Tapa, best example you can see is Dhruva. Dhruva has a goal. He wanted a lap of his father. But when Guru Narada Muni gave him Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, he just started doing the austerity, tapa. He ate less, then eat vegetables for 6 months, then even water for 6 months, then 6 months even air, and then even he tried to go on the Kumbhaka, just no air, which was even difficult for the creation. So that's called tapa. Swadhyaya. This, like Hindus, of course, our ancient culture, you don't have to remind them and understand the Swadhyaya. That's what Gurukula they used to do. The Vidya, which gives them livelihood and also progress for the spiritual life, that is Swadhyaya. What we are learning in mundane universities today for bread and butter, that is not Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya has to have a purpose which can help our spiritual progress also. There is a basic necessity to earn living, that is also taught. If in Gurukula, if you are taught carpentry, you will be taught carpentry. But then again, morning, evening, afternoon, you will do the prayers. And then Iswara Pranidhana. Think about one of the best example of our scripture. Lest for a second we all become Draupadi. We are having one cloth. The sinful, cruel Dusasana is trying to pull our sari. We have 5 great warrior husbands, great granduncle, father-in-law's brother as king, 2 gurus. And what happened? We try to depend on all. What happened? Finally, she just raised her hand. Iswar Pranidhana. So in all our practices, this should be the individual's goal. Let's be the Draupadi for a while, and we will be protected. The infinite is within us, around us, and everywhere. So our real heart prayers will be heard. Next. Asana. Okay, so now asana comes. So if you can see me, then everybody just, can they see me? Yeah. So let's do some loosening. Stretch out, breathe in, breathe out, hands, then loosening. Nankishore, can they see me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. If you are sitting on the floor, on chair, or any standing, just take your hands, right hand up, horizontal, breathe in. Change your palm facing the sky, breathe out, breathe in, hand vertical, breathe out here, breathe in, hand up, breathe out. Ardha Kati Chakrasana, straight. Every time you breathe out, bend little more uniformly from the waist. Normal breathing. This is called asana. Any stretch out, you do longer durations. Thiram, it has to be steadfast. Sukham, it should be peace-giving. And chiram, as long as your body tolerates. Again, breathe in back, breathe out here. Breathe in, hands up, breathe out, hand on horizontal. Breathe in, palm facing the earth. Breathe out, and normal. Let's do that. It's a rule of asana that it should be balancing. If you bend up, then you have to bend down. Similarly, in this case, we have charged the right side. Let's charge the left side. Breathe in, left hand horizontal. Breathe out, palm facing the sky. Breathe in, hand up. Breathe out here. Breathe in up. Breathe out in Ardha Kati Chakrasana. Till that, this is breathing. Now you have come in an asana. Sthiram, Sukham, Chiram. It should be steady. It should be happy giving, pleasant giving. It should not be strained. And it should be as long as you can tolerate. Breathe in back. Breathe out here. Breathe in, hand up. Breathe out, hand horizontal. Breathe in, palm facing the earth. Breathe out. So this is asana. This we can go on and go on, but our goal today is to go to the samadhi. Now next comes the pranayama. Nobody knows more than Vyasa ILS student, HCI student, and I think we are doing is pranayama. So let's do we'll do about 2 times left nostril breathing. Close your right nostril, breathe 2 times, then alternate and breathe 2 times from right nostril. Breathe in from left nostril, breathe in, close your right nostril, breathe in, now we'll do the Vedana. So left, we'll breathe through left, we'll breathe out through right. Chandra Vedana 2 times, then Surya Vedana 2 times. Breathe through right, breathe out through left. Chandra Vedana. Surya Vedana, breathe in through right, breathe out through left. Now we are getting a little better. We'll do the Anulom Vilom. We'll breathe in through left, breathe out through right, then breathe in through right and breathe out through left. That's 1. Like that, we'll do few rounds of Anulom Vilom, maybe 4 rounds. And our awareness on the breath or on the nose. Breathe, Anulom Vilom, breathe in. Last round. Now I'm talking about ayama, control. Same Anulom Vilom. You follow the breath. When you think you have breathed in enough, with the uniform flow, without breaking the flow, try to breathe more. Follow the breath only. From A to Z, when you breathe out, also follow the breath. You think we have breathed out enough, try to extend uniformly and you'll be surprised. Okay, what is hidden in you? That is called prana control. Let's do prana, I am. Follow the breath, breathe in, extend uniformly, smoothly, without breaking the flow. Breathe out. Extend the breathe out. It should be again longer than breathe in any case. Breathe in. Extend the breathe in. Breathe out from right, left. Do it at your own with the prana, ayama, control on prana, on the breath, and you'll be surprised. You have done twice as breathe in and twice as breathe out. That's called slow down of the breath. That's what bear and turtle, they do. Or yogis in the Himalaya cave or Kailas, they do. Let's go. Prana, ayama. Okay. So we know now that there is a breathe in, breathe out, and we can even follow and change our awareness, and we have a hidden capacity. Now we'll do one example of Kumbhaka. That's the goal of, one of the goal of human life is to break the flow of the thoughts. The mind is nothing but the bunch of thoughts. So you want to break that, and breaking that flow, which is like we have thousands of thoughts are going. That's what mind is. Mind has nothing else but thoughts. So if you break one thought for microseconds, that's called Kumbhak, and that's where Chitti, you are closest as a Jivatma to the Chaitanya. That area. And the goal is to stay in Kumbhaka for long duration. Of course, then finally, ultimate goal is to break that layer and merge with infinite to finite. It's like a Ganga water in a pot, break the pot and merge with Ganga. So we'll do only one time. We'll try to follow the flow. Then about 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'll hold, we'll breathe out with following the flow. We'll hold for 6 count, breathe in, awareness with the flow, and hold for 6 count and breathe out. Just one round. So that gives us the concept of pranayama. Breathe in, follow the flow, extend smoothly, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out to right. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. Okay, so we got some concept of the pranayama. Now comes the pratyahara. So of course even Gita gives the example, turtle. If you try to attack, it takes all the organ inside. So that's called withdrawing of the senses at the critical time. That's called a pratyahara. Who has done the pratyahara of the senses? Many examples. Like Dhruva is also an example. He has withdrawn everything, even though he wants to sit on the lap of his father. But he met the Guru, who is the incarnation of Vishnu, Narada, and he is doing the pratyahara. He is withdrawing himself, withdrawing from eating the food, withdrawing from eating the vegetable, withdrawing from drinking the water, withdrawing from even breathing the air. So complete withdrawal at the critical junction is called the pratyahara. Now comes the dharana. Dharana is concentration. When we go to Shiva Mandir and focus on Shivalingam, that is called dharana. When you go to Krishna Mandir or Mata, Durga Mata Mandir or any other of our chosen deity Mandir, or you see a fall, that's called also dharana. Ramakrishna Paramahans used to tell, in the Lakshman Jula in the Ganga, one sadhu used to go and just keep seeing the waterfall, and he used to tell, oh God, how divine you are. Let's see the uniform flow of the Mother Ganga. And he got enlightened. So that's dharana. Now once you are in the dharana, let's try to put the dharana, put your deity in your heart, your chosen deity in your heart. Close your eyes. Love, devotion, prem, karuna, karuna, prem, prem, karuna, prem, karuna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All of a sudden, Vishnu disappears. The dhyana, focus, dharana become dhyana. It's defocusing, it's everywhere, all pervading. And now is Dhruv, who was having dharana in the heart, is looking, where is God? Of course, the God was right in front of him. In his case, I hope we all get to their status, but these are our examples which will drive our spiritual life. So this dharana become dhyana, defocusing, seeing the same karuna and prem everywhere. That becomes the dharana. Now comes the samadhi. Jai Sri Ram. Now we'll go on the samadhi. Samadhi has two types. Next one, asampragnat and sampragnat. So this word Patanjali, or for the human you can categorize that there is one samadhi where you will not cross your Anandamaya kosa. When I am talking about that, let me give few seconds the kosa. There is an Annamaya kosa, physical body, like if you see two grandparents more than 100-year-old, all of a sudden one stops breathing, child now thinks, okay, there is a body and there is a body which is breathing. Then if you start, you want to eat. So that body didn't tell, that breath didn't tell you want to eat. It means there is a mental faculty. You want to eat more, or something tells you you're diabetic, you can't eat that sweet. That's intellect, buddhi. And then you feel very joyous while chanting kirtana. There's ananda, there's the anandamaya kosa. So these are the categorized cases kosa. Now we'll talk a little bit. I'm talking on sampragnata samadhi. Now in sampragnata samadhi, there is a savitarka and nirvitarka. In order to explain more savitarka, let's go through the human system with the chakra. So if you see, there is a Muladhara at the end of the vertebrae, Muladhara chakra, little up is the Swadhisthana chakra, up to the navel is the Manipura chakra, at the heart, Anahata chakra, at the throat, Visuddhi chakra, Agnya chakra on the top, and of course the Sahasrara chakra. So let's do little bit meditation on the chakra. Then I will tell you what is good and bad, that's later. So we don't have much time. So yara la va. Va, V is the Bija mantra for Muladhara chakra, and of course beginning is Ganesha. We'll meditate on Ganesha and do some dhyanam on Va. Close your eyes. Awareness on the root of your vertebrae, Muladhara chakra. Establish Ganesha deity there. Chant, let's chant Mam. We'll chant loudly, then smoothly, then further slowly, and then little mentally. Vam, 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 vam. Observe the tickling at the root of your vertebrae. That tickling is what you are trying to awaken the Kundalini, which is awake and sleep till you reach to a particular level, or we all reach to particular level. So that's one we have done. You can slowly open your eyes. Similarly, you can go to other chakras. And of course, the Agya Chakra, that's where the Guru puts the Gnana. I remember this Vivekananda, second or third time he went, and just Ramkrishna puts his foot on him, and everything collapsed. He felt everything, the whole sky is collapsing, everything collapsing. He felt even he will be dead. He starts screaming, "What are you doing to me? I have mother, brothers, and sister at home." So that's called Agya Chakra, the implementation through that. Once it goes through Agya Chakra, it stirs the Agya Chakra. But once you establish, one person established in sadhana, it stays there. Then Vasudeva Sarvatram iti sa Mahatma Durlabha. Siya Rama Mahi Sab Jag Jani. Karu Pranam Jori Jugapani. So that's when the Kundalini is established formally. Once I went to my Guru's Guru, and he did some Kriya on me, and I feel all completely like lost. It's like it can take hours to describe what happened. But finally, I went to my Guru, and he told, "Oh, this is what Baba did to me." He told me, "Now you will not be able to talk anything but God, because your Kundalini he has established here. Otherwise, if it's temporarily established, still you will start talking scriptures." Now we talk about this chakra. Now I want to tell you the Sampragnat, Asampragnat Samadhi has a Savitarka Samadhi. So Sampragnat is divided in Savitarka. Think about Bhasmasura. He did sadhana. So I'm not telling chakras are bad, because Kali worship is done by Tantra. When advent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, the Tantra people were just doing only this sadhana. It could have taken, because same Kali mother took to enlightenment to Ramakrishna. So that's why they had to immediately say, no, it's not the chakra meditation. Chakra meditation or any dhyan, goal is to take you to samadhi, and then asampragnat samadhi, means beyond time and space. So savitarka samadhi means if you achieved the samadhi, now the elements are with you. The Varun Dev, Indra, Pavan Dev, everything were just under the command of Ravana. But where was he? He still wanted to abduct. He abducted Mother Sita. It means Savitarka has a human limitation. So if somebody like a Bhasmasur, he is getting all tapa. He must have done all this austerity for thousands of years, which we talk. And then he gets that, and he asks the boon, whomever I put my hand, that person can get burned. And first thing he thinks is about Mother Parvati. Oh, she is such beautiful. So this is what the Savitarka takes you. There is a Prakriti and Purusa, as Kapil Muni Sankhya tells. If you are dependent on Vyakta, Avyakta is before creation. That's the Brahman you can tell Avyakta. And Vyakta has 24 anga. Pranendriya, Karmendriya. So Mana Buddhi Chit Ahankara, five elements and five Tanmatra. Prithvi, Jal, Vayu, Akash, Agni, and then the Tanmatra, the representation of that. And of course, Mana Buddhi Chitta. If you meditate any of this and with some phal in mind, even though Dhruva has a goal, but because he was a child and there was a purity and sincerity in his thought, it was enlightened. Still, he had to rule for thousands of years because the prarabdha was left. He even has to fight with Yaksa to take the revenge of his. So this is what Savitarka Samadhi takes us. Now Nirvikar, another Samadhi is categorized as Nirvitarka. In Nirvitarka, what happens? I'm meditating on Agni Dev or space or waterfall or deity, which is also made of five elements, deity. But I know that there is a beyond time and space, something exists. Obhyakta exists. So when a sadhaka does meditation on any 24 elements of Prakriti, but understands that there is something beyond, then it is not vitarka, it's nirvitarka. Then comes, of course, the savichara. In savichara, we have a positive goal. We don't have any vitarka. We don't have any thoughts. Vichar is that I want to achieve that. And with that, person does the austerity and goes to Dhyan, Dharana and Samadhi and hopefully reaches to the Anandamaya Kosa. As we understood, Annamaya Kosa, Pranamaya Kosa, Manomaya Kosa, Vijnanamaya Kosa, and goes to Savichar, the Anandamaya Kosa, and with the blissful, with the deity's form, then Nirvichara. In Nirvichara, he still goes, he or she will go in the Anandamaya Kosa, but goal is, I want to go beyond time and space. So that's the Nirvichara. Savichara, Savitarka, Nirvitarka, Savichara, Nirvichara. Now what happens to this Hare Krishna devotee? Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's chant everybody about 1 or 2 minutes. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. This is, n person goes to the Anandamaya Kosa. This is called Sananda Samadhi. It is Samadhi, but it's not Savitarka, it's not Nirvikar, it's not Savichara, it's not Nirvichar, it's with the bliss. Even eyes closed or eye open, doesn't matter. So that's called Sananda. Now comes the beautiful, the last page of the, so is the, what you call is Asmita Samadhi. Now in Asmita Samadhi, those who are incarnation, by the way, we did talk about there are 3 gunas, as we talked in the Ahara, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. Sleep, jealousy, Tamo Guna. Rajo Guna, activism, lust, anger. Anger comes in both Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna. Some true anger comes in Rajo Guna, jealousy, anger comes in Tamo Guna. And of course the spiritual mode, the Sattva Guna. So in Asmita Samadhi, Krishna Bhagwan or Vyas Narayana Narada descended on this earth. They are Suddha Sattva. So they are not Sattva. because none of these rules apply to them. They are avyakta. They are purusa, not prakriti. They are not manifested, unmanifest, avyakta. They have to come because now it is time domain. So they willingly enter and take the Suddha Sattva and then make out body. Like Chaitanya made body, Ramakrishna Paramahansa made body. They eat, they drink, they urinate, excretion, everything is happening, but that's makeup. They have to make up the body, and those who are in their last birth, these are incarnations, but those who are in last birth, they are going through their prarabdha. In prarabdha, they have to become male or female or enemy or king or anything. But so that's where prarabdha lives. Like you can see Rishabdev. The brahmachari example, I was also going to refer to Rishabdev. He has 100 sons. But what happens, Veda is very specific and categorized. It will, okay, you can't jump from brahmacharya ashram to sannyasa ashram, go through grihastha ashram. Legitimately fulfill the desire and know that there is nothing in that. And then go vanaprastha, which Rishabdev went. And so he had 100 sons, 90 became Brahmin, 9 became Yogeshwar, and 1 is the Bharata Raja. But then he led an austere life. And while living or going through almost like a prarabdha, he got attached with one deer. The mother deer jumped because hearing the lion roar, and she gave the birth to a child. Once she gave the birth to a child, now comes the main thing comes now. What comes? One sentence. Who is here in this forest for this unborn child? His hypothesis is God is everywhere. That's what he was practicing. And he himself challenged and broke his hypothesis. He would have taken the child, feed him, feed the milk, and when become little grown up, let it go. That's fine. But one sentence, who will be taking care of this child in this deep forest without mother? So that's hypothesis. He himself broke his hypothesis. So he has to go through. So what he was going through, then he became Jadapara. So this colon, he was in Asmita Samadhi, and of course going to, in his case, as we know, Kebe is incarnation, so he was in Suddha Sattva doing all this drama. But if suppose we are doing that, then we are in Asmita, like a Janaka. Janaka was in Asmita Samadhi. Now the beauty on Asmita Samadhi is also that once you go on the Asmita Samadhi, then still the thought of liberation remains. That's what you are going through the prarabdha. And of course, we'll discuss most. But there is a time end. One can, now none cases you can live. So in Asmita Samadhi, what happens? Suppose one thinks at the end, the continuous thought of the liberation is there, but I am that, and I want to merge to my deity or my goal. That timelessness, I want to go. But what happens? The person wants to be blissful. Just in the long term, he wants to be in a kumbhaka mode. Tapa. Then what happens? The person goes to Burloka, Bhuvarloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Maharloka, Brahmaloka. Half of the Brahmaloka is still a very, 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 very long duration, but it's time. And then with Kalpa ends, billions of years, when Brahma changes, the person becomes the Avyakta from Vyakta. But on one side, they have liberated, they have crossed the domain, but they are still in the minute fraction of time. So that's called, and now Asasamprajna is just freedom. Beyond time, nothing but the time. So let's sit down, relax your toes, your cup, your ankles, your calf muscles. Relax your knees, your thighs, your pelvic area. Relax all the organs below the navel. To enhance the relaxation of the lower part of the body, breathe in and chant the A sound. Once more. Relax your stomach, all organs in and around stomach, your heart. Breathe in and breathe out and relax further the stomach organs. Bring attention to your lower back. Slowly relax your lower back, your waist. Slowly travel to the vertebrae. Each and every segment where millions of nerves are being controlled. Relax your middle back, upper back. Bring attention to your fingers. Relax them consciously. Your wrist joint, your forearms, your elbows, upper arms, shoulders, your neck muscles. Relax all middle part of the body. To further enhance the relaxation of the middle part of the body, breathe in and chant the U sound 2 times. Breathe in. Breathe in. Relax your chin, your mouth, your tongue, your teeth, both the nostrils. Beautiful smile on the face. Drop the eyelids. Relax soft muscle of the eyes, forehead, upper head, both the ears, side of the head. Relax all upper part of the body. To further enhance the relaxation of the upper part of the body, breathe in and chant the Ma sound 2 times. Breathe in. To further relax the whole body, just let's chant Auma 2 times and relax the whole body completely, because our goal is to please get the glimpse of Asasamprajna. Bring that your beautiful thought, your anything you like, your chosen deity in your heart. Fill the heart with the joy of experiencing the infinite, timeless in your heart. Just like the incarnation, they come in Suddhasattva and sit in your heart, just like the Vishnu sat in the heart of Dhruva, or same Vishnu who went in the womb of Uttara to protect the Parikshita. Even Parikshit, when he was born, is just restless. He wanted to see something he has seen in mother's womb. Even there is difference between two scriptures, but one, because different kalpa, once even he got completely burned with the Taksaka bite, and still, no, with the Brahmastra, but still God made him Chaitanya, and he still remembered that poor hand, that small deity he has experienced in that mother's womb. So that same deity, that beyond time, beyond guna, Suddha Sattva, let's establish that in our heart. Nothing can remain when that Suddha Sattva establishes in our body. That let there be a momentary magnetization which can lead us to permanent magnetization. Love, devotion, prem, karuna, prem, karuna, karuna. Om, 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 om. Chant mentally Om. Establish that divinity in your heart. Om, 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 om. Become Narsimha Mehta. Narsimha Mehta was asked by Shiva, what do you want? So give me the thing you like the most. So Bhagavan Shiva says, I like the Rasa Leela. And with the mortal body to subtle body to Jivatma to the beyond Tattva, he took him to Golokadhama. That Avyakta is in our heart. Let's become the Narsimha Mehta. Travel to the infinite, to the top of Himalaya, to the bottom of Himalaya, Mother Ganga. Travel further with that infinite, beyond Gunatit. With that help, just like Savitri is traveling with Yama, travel further to the infinite blue sky, to the time, pierce all the loka, go to the infinite, beyond time, Goloka. Paramatma, Atma, dance of Chaitanya, soul with super soul. Souls are dancing to the super soul. Souls are dancing to super soul. Bliss, bliss, bliss. Experience that infinite bliss with the same help of that infinite. Return to the infinite blue sky, to the seat. Eyes remain closed. Bring hands in Namaskar Mudra. Let's do the Vedic prayer, conclusion prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti. Eyes remain closed. Take hands back. Hold right wrist with left hand. Breathe in, back. Breathe out. Bhumi Naman. Take hands up. Rub your palms. Eyes remain closed. Pocket that divine, timeless breath, time and space energy all over your body. Eyes remain closed. Experience and radiate that bliss all over. Rub your palm again. Bring in front of your eyes. Blink it 3-4 times. Open your eyes. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaskar, Babu Bhai.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Very good.
Question. I have a question for you.
Any
Babu Bhai.
questions? Yeah. Yes, sure.
So let me ask you, and
Yes.
I've been searching for it. Maybe there are at least some books or some writings on this. Has there been, like, the 7 layers within Samadhi Padas?
Yes.
Has there been any book or any?
Yes, the complete works of Vivekananda.
No. I know that, and then I have several books on the Patanjali Yoga Sutra and the 7 layers and Taimini and Science of Yoga and all that. But what I'm asking is, has there been any discussion or any writing on our different gurus or different characters, like you were talking about the different characters in our Puranas, and where they belong, but what happens? Is the story you were giving, that type of story in much more elaboration as to who went where, and just like Bharat Muni, you said he went there and then he came back. So those kinds of an authentic discussion on that, considering all our iconic Mahapurushas, and do you have or do you know of some references to that?
Yeah, I know references. One reference is this body itself. I can, because with gurus, I have experienced all those truth. The Purans, particularly, what happens once you read the Purana and you become sincere to it, Puran reveals to you. Like I had experienced Markandeya so many times. Sometime whole night I'm just going through Markandeya Puran and I feel it's not me, it's the Markandeya who is also incarnation of Vishnu. He's guiding me. Whether he's guiding me for, because there is mana buddhi, so there is no like a srushti, so there is no liberation, there is no preaching, there is no realization. It's all dream of a dream. But in that dream, I could see. Yeah. Oh, very good. I remember that when this Vallabhacharya went to Vyasa Gufa with 2 of his Ashta devotee. This in the Gufa is now a very small Gufa, 500 years, maybe little big Gufa. Vallabhacharya disappeared. And then devotees, of course, they were surrendered to him. They came. And after 2 days, he came Bhagavatam in his hand. And he told Vyasa Narayana came and gave him instruction to do Bhagavatam. That's why 52 Betaka, 52 places, he didn't become ecstatic like a Radha Bhav, Chaitanya. He did the discourses on Bhagavatam. So similarly, I felt one day that Markandeya is telling me talk about this Puran. Now why he is telling? That's like in Vallabhacharya's case is an incarnation. But to set up an example, yes, there was a Bhagavatam given to him and for 2 days, and if we see, if we tell that Vyasa is eternal, then that is true. Vyasa has come in Mahabharata to give birth to Dhritarashtra, Vichitra, and Vidura. It means the Aswasthama has come, people have seen him, during the curse time. Now, hopefully, is out of curse. But all other eternal devotees have come and people have experienced. Yeah. So, yeah. So this authenticity is the self-experience, and I think sincere heart and prayer. And of course, I forgot to tell, everything is on Krupa, on Guru's Krupa. There is nothing without a spark or a tiny tankha cannot move without the grace. In the spiritual path, you have to become Draupadi. Just raise your hands. Oh God, I surrender, I surrender. And everything will be at your feet. Because then now you don't care for anything. Because now you know everything is same. You are the soul and he is the super soul. Whether there is a chair or a lamp or your body or some other body, it's just all manifestation of wakeful life dream. Then comes like a Mundaka Upanishad, it will talk differently. Like if you go to this Kathopanishad, it will tell Sreya and prayer. Okay, what is Sreya and what is prayer? Mandaka Upanishad talks Ksara and Aksara. Gita talks. Okay, this is time domain. Ksara is going to dissolve Aksara. That's Mandaka Upanishad. This Kathopanishad, it is Sreya and prayer. Prayer means the enjoyment, and Sreya means divinity. Yeah. So similarly, Prakriti and Purusa, that's what the Kapila Muni says. That's incarnation. If you go there in this Mehsana, this Kapila Muni's ashrama, you will feel like completely different atmosphere. Go to Vrindavan or Kasi, with all that dirt and everything, you feel divinity. Ramakrishna Paramahansa says that I went to Kasi and people hate that burning of dead bodies there. What Ramakrishna Paramahansa saw, that Bhairava came and blessed them who were being burnt there. This is Ramakrishna Paramahansa is telling. So, yeah. The Banarasa, Vrindavana, these are not part of this. They are part of Avyakta, here to inspire us to be divine. Namaste. We can talk more.
Yeah. I want to discuss with you, but because I have a lot of questions on.
Yes, sure.
My questions are more.
No, I'm
theoretical.
Here, I can talk all night and day because that's all I have done.
On the 7 layers, and especially the last 2 layers.
Yes.
Because Taimani in his book often says that it's a continuous process. There is no real end to this. There are 7 layers in the Samadhi. It's a general guideline. But
no, see what happens. The Vaisesika Nyaya, they were not meant for complete liberation. They were meant to give you the basics. Once you give the basic, it's like a father gives you some toy and something else, then you will find out. It was okay, this is the bike and that's the road. So Vaisesika Nyaya, they don't take you to the infinite. And
right.
So that way they are telling our sadhanga are bona fide. Here you can be questioning infinite and still you can be a devotee and you can exist here. Because for them what happens, this is the infinite, which is same thing. Like if you go to Buddhism, because Buddha was asked, is there God? Purana asked. So Buddha told, have I told you that? That was a question. So Purana told, oh, there is no God. Buddha again told, have I told you that? That was a question. So they concluded there is no God. Sunya, what is Sunya? Sunya is Brahman. It's beyond time and space. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Achha, namaste.
Namaskar. Thank you.
Namaste. Aarti ji, namaste.
Okay, thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
નમસ્તે નમસ્તે.
Okay, I'm logging out now. I have to go for
અચ્છા
a
નમસ્તે.
call.
હા તમારે બીજું કોન્ફરન્સ કોલ છે.
Thank
જય
you.
જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ. હા.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Bye.
નહીં, જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ.